Start streaming. Trying again. Oh, it looks like it's working. Well, hot diggity dog. Oh, now it's not gonna. Now I don't have any. Oh my gosh. This is funny. Holy cow. Can you guys hear me?
This is funny.
All right, now I think I'm good. Holy cow. All right, so we'll try this live stream again. We'll let
you guys hear me?
This is kind of unannounced, so we'll let everyone get in here that wants to come anyway. I'll see we got 5 of you watching. I appreciate you being here. If you don't mind, comment. So one of you guys comment over there and see if I can see it. I want to see if I can see it. I apologize for the mess up today. If there's ever any proof that I'm just a goofy guy with a YouTube channel, here you go. Okay, that worked. Let's see. Okay. Just testing this out, guys. I got to figure out how to make this work. If you have any questions, pop them over on the in the comments. I'm trying to get this. For some reason, I can't read my comments. Take 2. Yes, Bill in Utah. There we go. It looks like we have a winner. I am on a delay, so if you wondering why I'm not answering your questions yet, it's because I don't see them yet. But Bill in Utah, thank you for letting me know this is working now. Where is everyone from? Bill, I think you're from Utah, right? Let me know where you're from in the comment section, and we'll try to do this again. I had said we were doing this at 8:30. We did it at 8:30, and then of course it didn't work correctly, so I could not read any of your comments. And I don't like just talking at you. I can make a video and do that. So looks like everything's working now. Rick from Georgia, take 3. Yeah, Clark Norris. Hey, you're here with me. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, trying to figure this out. I had to go get a streaming service and all this other stuff. So, so yeah. Tifton, Georgia, home of ABAC. Played some baseball down in ABAC against ABAC before. It's a good part of Georgia. Villa Rica. Give some time for a couple folks to hop on board here. Like I said, we tried this at 8:30, and yeah, I'm just a hillbilly with a YouTube channel, and it was obvious. It was obvious at 8:30. I guess they switched this up. You got to have some type of streaming software now, so I had to go run and get some of that. Anyway, big announcement today for the channel. So I will be spending much more time with the channel. And I hope that you guys can tell a difference. We'll do more videos. Hopefully the videos will be a little better quality. I'm not an artist like a lot of these YouTubers, but hopefully they'll be a little bit better quality and more of them. So I had to rearrange a contract of mine, and it allows me a lot more free time. It's a COVID-related thing. So Marlton, New Jersey. So anyway, that's the big announcement today. From the channel. I'm excited about that. How does one become a product? I don't understand that one. If you have any questions, pop up an ambassador. Okay. You know, ambassadors are kind of funny. Almost always, and companies reach out to you. And Lippert reached out to us. Grand Design reached out to us. And Grand Design reached out to us very early, so I have no idea why, but I'm glad they did. And we were, you know, hey, we were rocking the Grand Design before they asked us to be ambassadors. So yeah, we were glad to do that. But yeah, they just reach out to us, and then they don't pay us. We don't get paid, and they send us stuff from time to time. Grand Designs send us a few shirts and a few sweatshirts, and then Lippert send us free products to test, and we're grateful for that. But they don't, and it's funny because I was worried about being ambassadors because people are like, oh, you sell out, you're going to say whatever they tell you to say. No, that's not how it works. They actually, in the contract, they want you to be dead honest. It does them no good for me to come on here and talk a bad product up, and then they sell those products and people are unhappy. So, yeah. Um, Content overproduction. I'd rather see honesty over shiny. Well, don't worry, there won't be much shiny. I'm incapable. If you've watched me try to go live tonight, you'll know there won't be a lot of shiny. It just maybe more often. There's a lot of stuff I've wanted to do over the years that over the last couple of years that I just haven't had time to do. We've got a full-time job, trying to go camping, try to go boating. Yeah. So, but now I'll have time to do that, and I'm excited. I've got a long list of stuff, and you'll have to stick around or subscribe to find that out. Let's see. Where do things stand with the hitch competition? I don't want to let too much. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too much on that. There is a leader in the clubhouse, undoubtedly. I really thought that this would be. I thought all of the friction-based hitches would be about the same, very similar. Some may be easier to live with. Some may perform a little bit better than others, but really, I've got one that's performing extraordinarily well. It's not the Pro Pride. I haven't put the Pro Pride on yet, and I've been very surprised. So that's a sneak peek. I'll leave it at that. I'm going to make you wait till the fall to figure that one out. Let's see. Love the short videos. That's good because I love short editing. I appreciate that. Yeah, sometimes you have something to say, but it's not a lot. And I think that basically just getting straight to the point is the best way to do it. So on the hitch competition, can you really tell the difference while towing? It seems to be as long as they are meeting your weight needs. How do you tell the difference? Yes, you can absolutely. One in particular performs much better than the others right now. Yes, you can tell a difference, and they're both. Everything I've done so far has been friction based. They're all friction hinges. You get the wheelbarrow type situation there at the A-frame, and yeah, there's a big difference. Pro Pride is sending me the hitch. Yes, they are sending me a hitch. I'm very happy about that because I think a lot of people are wondering if the Pro Pride is worth the money. I mean, does it really perform that much better? So we'll see. Let's see. I'm still happy with the 7.3. Yes, I am actually. The only thing I miss about my old truck has nothing to do with gas or diesel. It has everything to do with being able to keep the key in my pocket. So my old truck was a Lariat, and you keep the key in your pocket. You got the smart key thing, whatever. And it was nice just to hop in the truck, push a button, and go. Now I actually have to pull the key out and turn the ignition. So I grew up doing that, but once you stop doing it, you don't want to do it anymore. But that's the only thing I miss, really. Sometimes I miss the step on the tailgate, but not that often. It's just water, guys. Sorry, boring. I'm boring. But yeah, I miss on the step on the tailgate sometimes. But yeah, other than that, I'm completely happy with that 7.3. I would be interested in 430 gears, but the 355s are fine with me. So looking at upgrading to F250, what is your payload number with a 7.3? It is 3,100 and change. So, but I have a STX, so I don't have all the fancy bells and whistles, the power seats. Once you step into a Lariat, it doesn't seem like it would, but it soaks up hundreds of pounds, all of those goodies and computers and motors, and soaks up hundreds of pounds of payload. And so, if my truck was a Lariat, I'd probably be around 2,800, maybe 2,900. So that's just a guess. But the STX, it's the old poor man's package, but I like it. I mean, I like it. Even if I was every day in it, I think I'd be happy. The thing is, like the STX package, 15 years ago would have been a really nice truck. I mean, power windows. I got Apple CarPlay. You know, yeah, it'd have been really, really nice. And so now we've got so many goodies. We've gotten spoiled. So, what's the payload? F-250 or F-350? F-350 is going to bump you up, 37, sometimes 4,000 pounds. It depends on if you get single rear wheel or dual rear wheel. I can't say that. If you get a dually, I mean, gosh, you may be up close to 5,000 pounds sometimes. Um, Lariat, yeah, I mean, if you're every day in it, Lariat's probably good. 2020 Lariat 6.7 with max tow, just sort of 3,900 pounds. That's got to be a 350, an F350. Watching the 2970 Imagine, that's a great floor plan. Great floor plan. Grand Design tour video, man, that is a bad subject for me. So we went up to Indiana. We did the Imagine factory tour, and the audio was completely screwed up. Like annoying, hurt your ears screwed up. So, yeah, that's a sore subject for me. I mean, that's not your fault, of course, but it made me upset. I'm like, man, that's terrible. You got an F-250 with 3,900 pounds of payload. That's incredible. That is and a diesel. Woo, it's legit. I've never seen that before. I'm definitely not saying it's not true because yeah, well, they couldn't go in January because of Rona. Yeah, we actually were able to go in after they were done. They had left. Um, it's then nobody was working, and we all had masks on, of course, and they kind of yeah. So, but that was in October. It wasn't quite as locked down as it was in in January for sure. January they really locked them down pretty good up there at Grand Design. They didn't let them go to rallies and they didn't let them go to shows. I mean, they literally only let a couple of salesmen go to shows. We were supposed to go to the show, and we didn't go to the show because nobody was going to be there. And so yeah, it was. I mean, you guys know you were all dealt with it just like I did. The Rona got us. Max tow package on the 250. There is a camper package on there that does add significant payload. Should do a review of Georgia Veterans State Park, Lake Blackshear. Blackshear is beautiful. By far, without question, is the best state park we've been to. Would you enjoy over an acre of shade to yourself? Yes, I would. Yeah, all of the state parks are certainly on our list, and early on, our goal is to go to all the state parks in Georgia, especially while the kids are little. That's our goal is to finish all of the state parks in Georgia while the kids are young. And we've been to about three-quarters of them, I think, but we have ignored just because they're furthest away, the ones in the Southwest. It's still part of the state. So let's see. Running 2020 Lariat, 250 diesel, max tow, payloads 2871. They are better. I mean, and the Chevys have gotten better too. I don't know what they've done to increase the payloads. I don't know if they've just upped the numbers to up them or they've decided they didn't want to be liable. I have no clue. But I know the aluminum bodies helped the Fords a couple years ago, but I don't know what Chevy's done. They've got crazy payloads right now in their diesels. The 2020s and up, I think. Headed to Providence Canyon and Helen. Yes, Helen is interesting. We've enjoyed walking around Helen. It's good people watching in Helen. Let's see. No, I haven't used Timbrins. Haven't used those. So Victoria Bryant, A.H. Stevens, and Georgia Veterans. Our favorite of those three is probably A.H. Stevens. So Victoria Bryant's really good too. Cool hat. Any considerations to change trailers? If so, what one? Yes, we have considered changing trailers. We have put some serious thought into it. We really like the 3100 RD from Grand Design. It's an Imagine. I mean, it's funny because when we came to Grand Design Ambassadors, we had like maybe 500 subscribers. Yeah, 3100 RD is legit. It's a great floor plan for a travel trailer. And we did a tour of it down in Tampa in 2019 and just fell in love with it. And yeah, if we're going to switch up, that would probably be the one. But it's funny, we've got so many cool upgrades on this trailer and more to come that it's going to be hard to get rid of it. I mean, disc brakes and yeah, new axles, springs, all that stuff. It's going to be hard to get rid of it. So bunkhouses are overrated. I think that I don't know. I think that's really subjective. I don't think they're overrated. I like not having to make the kids' beds every night, and especially since we've got the new mattresses from Tasha about a year ago. Those are legit, real mattresses, and we like them. But I also think they would sleep just fine on the pull-out sofas. So kids, and that in one place that bunkhouses are overrated is parents and grandparents too. They seem to think that their kids need a bed to sleep in, and it's nice to have them, but they're camping. They're going to sleep anywhere. They don't care. So I like the 3100 over the 2970, especially since you can access the fridge without putting both slides out. Yes, I know. That's our main concern too, was how accessible is it with the slides in? Because most of the time we have it parked at the house and packing it up, we you know we don't want to slide it out because I have to level it to slide out. A lot of people don't realize that apparently. A lot of people don't understand you need to level your trailer before you slide out. Sliding out is literally like the last thing you should do, but people are in a hurry. Let's see. I need to do a video on how the proper steps of setting up campsites. Most of you guys probably know it, but yeah, the proper steps of setting up your campsite. And it's interesting how people set their stuff up. It's not a surprise some folks have problems with their RVs. Um, we're guilty of that sometimes too, no doubt. See if I missed anything up here. If I missed you, I apologize. This is my third attempt to stream. I'm so glad it's finally happening. I'm just a hillbilly with a YouTube channel, so I agree. Following the Fitches, I agree completely. It's the one great thing about the 2800, and I think the 3100 is this way too, is with two little kids, I mean, you got to stop and go to the bathroom. And on the way to the campsite, you can use your own bathroom. I don't let them on the way home because I've already dumped and flushed and all that. But yeah, on the way to the campsite, we stop all the time to use the bathroom. A lot of times we use church parking lots because a lot of these old back roads, your best parking lot is going to be a church. So we'll use church parking lots and we'll stop, open the door, let them use the bathroom. Don't have to level and slide out, anything like that. And I think the 3100 you can do that too. That's actually a very important thing for us, as silly as it sounds. But yes, if you are RV shopping, look at it, see how accessible everything is. How easy is it going to be to pack up with the slides in? Because leveling that thing out to slide out may be a pain. Got the 3100 after watching your video and love it. Yeah, that's a great floor plan. To me, just looking at as many floor plans as we do and seeing as many RVs as we do, it's got to be the best floor plan for a travel trailer. I mean, I don't know of a better one. So I definitely like it better than our floor plan, without a doubt. So let's see. Payload stickers 3386. Okay. Yeah, that sounds okay. Yeah, that sounds right. Good call. Good call. That's really good for the diesels, man. I mean, I'm glad Ford's stepping it up. So glad Ford's stepping it up. Okay, Derek, that's good to know. So you can use the restrooms with the 3100 slides in. Hey, another announcement, actually, been meaning to say this. We are going to start doing a thing called Marine Mondays on the channel. And now that I have more time, now that I've got more time to dedicate to the channel, we're going to do Marine Mondays, about 1 or 2 Mondays a month, not very often. We're going to do Marine Mondays and start doing some boating stuff. So, it's a little something different, pull in a little bit different crowd. And I love that changing lanes has their RV folks and their motorcycle folks. I think that's cool. And we've been boating much longer than we've been RVing. So I've been actually watching a lot of great loop videos. Just reading the comments right quick. How do you like the the open range? Ooh, king beds. That's good. Open range. That's a travel trailer, I'm assuming. The 3100, similar to the 3100. Are we seeing any relief in the campgrounds? No, they're full, definitely. I mean, we book all. I don't even like saying this, but I'm happy to say it to you guys. But we book all of our camping the last week of the previous year. So this past Christmas, after Christmas was over, between Christmas and New Year's, we booked our entire year for 2021, and we didn't have any problems. Now more people are going to do that, and it's going to be harder to find. But yeah, I mean, Georgia State Parks, I think they book 13 months out now. So I'm giving you guys all these secrets. The COEs are still you can't book too far out. But yeah, Georgia State Parks private campgrounds book way out a lot of times. Sometimes they'll book as far as 2 years out. So I know the fantasy when you buy an RV is, hey, we could just hop on in on Friday and go camping. Not anymore. Not right now, anyway. You definitely can't right now. We'll see what happens. A lot of people think that people are going to bail on RVing, but I don't know, man. RVing is awesome. So a lot of people are going to discover RVing because of COVID, and they're going to stick with it too. So because they're like, wow, I didn't know I'd like this so much. Just the Brooke's a perfect example. She didn't want anything to do with a camper until I finally convinced her to get one, and now she loves it as much or more than I do. So yeah, I'm not so sure about all of these folks going away, all of these COVID folks going away. I'm happy to see them. I mean, there's a lot worse things they could be doing. I'm happy to see them out there, but yeah, it does make it tough to get a site. Maybe we'll get more campgrounds. That's the goal there. Let's see here. Yes, it is a travel trailer. Okay, John. Ohio is only 6 months for the day in state parks. Okay, that's still not bad. Yeah, Norris, I did. You are seeing some definite price increases on the private campgrounds. It's just capitalism, man. They're having to hire more people to clean up after more people, and yeah, it stinks. So between cost of fuel could be an issue. You're right about that, Bill. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Um, Depends on what they gave up to start RVing. If they spend a lot of money on another hobby, now they don't mind spending that money. So Shane, I would say for 4th of July sites, you're going to have to book. If they let you book a year out, you're going to have to book a year out for 4th of July, Memorial Day. We totally lucked out with Old Federal because they had been closed and they just opened back up. So we were literally hitting refresh a couple weeks ago trying to get in there. So the WaySafe hitch is very, very good. I'll leave it at that. It's also a work of art. It's incredibly well built. So let's see. Yeah, another really popular time is the week after Christmas is really hard to get in, especially down here in the South. Um, yeah, Thanksgiving is going to be full. Yeah, I mean, anytime, any holiday is rough. I mean, you're going to be, if you can get a year out, you're going to have to be a year out. If you, it's and in summertime at the beach, same thing, especially the beachfront sites. I mean, there's enough people where they're actually literally sitting there the day of, waiting for 12:01 to hit, and boom, here they go. Here they go, trying to get that site. So, yes, there are enough people that they are doing that. So you got to be motivated to get those good sites. We don't. We generally don't camp. This year we're breaking our rule. We generally don't camp on Memorial Day and 4th of July. We leave that for the crazies. But this year we decided to bite the bullet and go, and we had a good time. Yeah, it was. That's the thing. We haven't. We had the first night we were at Old Federal for Memorial Day. There were some boneheads. Literally, we there was a shelter right outside of where we were, and yeah, they stayed up till like 1. But they were, they weren't being too crazy. They were just close enough to where you could hear them. But other than that, everything was fine. Justin Age, about to go on my first ever RV trip and a new driver to trucks and towing. Do you plan your stop to gas up ahead of time? You look for specific locations. How do you plan your route or suggestions? Um, the thing is, we don't go far enough right now, especially just being weekenders. We don't really have time. We don't want to take a lot of time to drive. So I fill up before we leave, and then most of the time I have enough gas to get home. But I'll also fill up the Saturday we're rooting around. I'll go ahead and fill up sometimes, but a lot of times I'll already have gas to get home, so I don't really have that issue too much. On longer trips, we've done some 7, 8 hour trips. Yeah, just kind of look down where we are. We're not out west, so we don't have the issues of long distances between gas stations. If you get to a quarter tank of gas, you're probably going to have 10 exits before you're out of gas. So, yeah, it's not a real problem. And a lot of folks complain with the gasser that they have a hard time getting into the fuel pumps. I've never really experienced that. You may have to wait for an outside one, but when I had the diesel, I had to wait on people at the diesel pump that were getting gas. A lot of the gas pumps are gas and diesel, and sure enough, somebody be blocking that diesel pump with their gasser. So it kind of all comes out in the wash. But yeah, you may have to wait for a outside spot, but you should be all right. Really hadn't been a big deal for us. And if you're lucky enough to go to Buc-ee's, you definitely not. I mean, I can't wait to go to Buc-ee's. We've got two, got one in Alabama and one in South Georgia. And the next time we drive to Florida, I want to stop just to stop. So let me see. Gas Guru, excellent for price on info. Yeah, there are some great apps out there. So Norris, you like Gas Guru? Yeah, check on those apps, and then hopefully this whole gas shortage thing is behind us. It's good to hear, Corey Merritt. It's good to hear they're opening though. Finally, what's the worst experience we've ever had at a campground? That's a good question. We had some kids that were. This is when our little ones were much smaller. Beckett was like maybe a year old, or maybe 2. I don't know. But we had some kids across from us that they were just literally playing hide and go seek under our camper at about midnight. And I finally had to go outside, and I said, "Hey guys, you don't have to go back to your campsite, but you can't stay in ours." And I walked over to their parents. Their parents were over there having a good time, but they were very, their parents were respectful. I don't know if they were paying attention to what their kids were doing, but they hauled them in and they shut them down pretty quick. But yeah, I was surprised that they got to that point. I mean, we keep a pretty close eye on our kids, and our kids ain't doing anything like that. And these kids aren't that old. They weren't that old. I'm glad they're having fun, but yeah, you're gonna wake up my kids at midnight, we're gonna have problems. So that's been our worst experience. This past weekend, we thought that somebody had stole something from Beckett, one of his toys, but come to find out, after a day and a half, he had actually just hidden it behind one of the tires of the cover. So it's kind of a funny story. Tank size, an MPG with a 7.3. Gosh, what is my tank size? 35, I think. 35-gallon tank. I think that's right. Don't hold me to that. And then MPG towing. Okay, MPG every day is 14.5. That's average. You could probably get up to maybe 16, maybe 17 on the highway. And then it's got that 10-speed, so it does pretty good. And then towing, for me, 7,500-pound travel trailer, 32 feet long, 9.5 miles per gallon all day long. So best I got out of the diesel was 12.5 towing and 16.5 every daily driver. So yes, only 2 miles per gallon difference between the diesel and gas everyday driving. I know that sounds crazy, but that was one of my thoughts about getting rid of that diesel. Did I contact Grand Design or vice versa to become an influencer? They contacted us. I'm not sure why. We only had a few hundred subscribers at the time, but yeah, they contacted us. And we were already in a Grand Design before that happened, and they've been great to work with. They're a lot of fun. Let's see here. Yes, Bucky Warner Robins. I almost want to just drive down there. So sorry, I got to catch up to you guys. So your 2003 Cummins gets 16 and a half. F-150, the EcoBoost. Yes, that's what I had. I had a EcoBoost to start with. So if you don't know, I have towed this particular trailer with an Expedition with the EcoBoost, Expedition EL. That was Brooke's car at the time. I just towed it home from the dealer. I didn't want to do that again. And then I had an F-150 with the EcoBoost. It was a Gen 1, but yeah, hey, it'll pull the snot out of that trailer. And so, so I had the EcoBoost in the F-150 as well. Then I moved to a 6.2. I think that was a 2013 6.2 F-250. Stabilized the unbelievable difference between a half ton and a 3/4 ton. Not gonna get into that unless you guys want to. But yeah, big difference there. Then I went from the 6.2 to the 6.7, and then 6.7 to the 7.3. So my motors keep getting bigger. Fuel's just different. But yeah, I have nothing bad to say about the EcoBoost. It's just not enough truck for my situation. Just my opinion. Let's see. Bill says I see 6 to 9.5 mile per gallon, about 3/4 ton to 55-pound one. Okay. That's about right. 6.2 gasser from North Carolina. That 6.2 will probably last you forever. Take care of it, and it'll last you forever. The 6.2, I get so many comments and questions, private comments, is the 6.2 good enough? Yeah, it's good enough. Sure. I think for $2,500 more, the 7.3 is worth it. But yeah, if you're really pinching those pennies, yeah, absolutely. 6.2 would do it. Payload on the 7.3 is 3,100 pounds and change. I don't know exactly what it is. 3,183, I think, something like that. But I have the STX package, so I have, and I don't think I have the payload package on it. So Ford's building twin turbo 7.3. Hey, I'm down with that. They make a supercharger kit for that thing. I'd love to see that too. I've seen a couple of those on YouTube. Let me know if any of you guys are shops and want to do a video. Let me get out of this warranty first. Darren is at 7.5 when towing. What is that? Oh, the 6.2 gasser. Yeah, that's about right. I think I got about 9 in the 6.2. You may be a little heavier than I am, though. And you may be, higher elevation, more mountains. Who knows? There's so many factors that go into it. It's hard to. Somebody will tell you you're getting this much gas mileage. They'll tell you you're a liar, and they don't know. Sorry, I'm in a little delay, guys. I may all be caught up actually. Let's see. Let me go back and see. TSD fuel card. Yes, Norris. I hear lots of good things about that. You guys that are in diesels, check that out for sure. Yes, I think I answered the Grand Design influencer thing. A little bit more about the influencer. It's not, and they call us ambassadors, and they don't pay us to be ambassadors. They help share our content. They have a pretty significant following on Facebook and Instagram. And when we do social media takeovers for them, it helps our Instagram. We get more people to follow us, but they don't pay us to say anything about them, or they don't tell us to say anything. They don't. We collaborate about like a social media takeover. We'll talk about that, and if we want to do one, and sometimes we'll reach out to them with ideas of stuff we may want to do. That's one thing I want to do more of is do more unit walkthroughs, not just Grand Design, but any RV. I think is cool. I like how Big Truck Big RV. I love how JD does his walkthroughs, just real simple to the point. If you want more information, you can go find it. But I like how he does his walkthroughs. But so many floor plans and so many different brands. I mean, you could do a bunch that JD doesn't do. So. See here. Sorry, I missed it. I'm missing some of these. Get about 10 with the 3.5 EcoBoost, 4,500 pounds. We live in Middle Tennessee. That sounds about right. My 2026.2. You know, I don't know why I say that. It sounds about right. It's obviously right. It's what you're getting. Who am I to say? But 2020 gets 6.2, gets 10.8, towing my 20-foot bass boat, 70, 75 miles an hour. Let's see. Norris went diesel because we tow a fair amount in the Western Mountains. MPG is about 13 towing overall. Yeah, I mean, ours was 12 and a half. It's very similar. Yep. Bill in Utah, issue with the EcoBoost is they're not simple motors. They don't like hard use all the time. I put about 180,000 miles on my EcoBoost, and probably about 80,000 of those were towing. So I used to do a trade show circuit. I sold firearms related items, not firearms, but firearms related stuff. And yeah, my trailer was pretty heavy. I never weighed it, but yeah, it was. I put it through the ringer a little bit. It did fine. It went through a coil. I had a coil go about 110,000 miles, I think, and I had to pull into a local Ford dealership. They got me in and out for a couple $100, but that's about it. I think pretty good. Let's see here. We pour our Mini Plus 28 BHSSS. It's funny how those all of these rigs have all these numbers and letters. With a 150 EcoBoost, always straddling 7,000 pounds. Well, so the 7.3, you'll be happy with it, but the EcoBoost is a beast, man, and it's in a lighter truck. So yes, JD's got a great channel. JD is a Lippert ambassador, and I'm a Lippert ambassador, so I hope to meet him one day. Darren, looking forward to your hitch review later this year. Yeah, the hitch review has been the hitch battle has been very interesting. Equalizer is next on the list. So far, we've done the Sway Pro from Blue Ox, the Track Pro from Blue Ox, the Kirk True Track, and now we're doing the True Toe from WaySafe. And yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. Equalizer's next, and then Pro Pride will be after that, and it should be fun. Looking forward to it. Let's see here. Any update on their tire pressure monitoring system? So the thing about that, Tim, so if you guys watch our latest video, the sensors on my tire pressure monitoring system are stressing my valve stems and leaving scratches on my rims. I don't really care about the scratches on the rims. I'm concerned about them stressing my valve stems. That's the concern. And so I reached out to Tire Minder. I said, hey, is this normal? Because, you know, I did this video on how to install this thing. No one's ever said about putting metal valve stems on it. Your manual doesn't say to put metal valve stems on it. And they're actually going to send me internal tire pressure monitoring systems to do a review on. So we'll be switching over to those. But the obvious, normal consumer, the metal valve stems are the way to go. I reached out to Lippert to see what the deal was with their Tire Link. They have a very similar system. The Tire Link sensors are lighter in weight, so they don't have that issue. Keep that in mind if you're interested in Tire Link. The TSTs, I think, don't have the issue. So it's just a Tire Minder issue, apparently. That's what I'm gathering from all of the comments and a couple of emails. It's a Tire Minder issue, and yeah, I think they'll even, if you want metal valve stems, reach out to them. They may help you out. So let's see. All right, that was Tim's question. Norris, Georgia Mountains, just hills. Yeah, it's just hills. Yeah, we don't have any big climbs here. Now, there's a couple of good climbs in North Carolina, but yeah, and that's the thing too. Like people telling me to stick with the diesel, or I'm making a mistake going to gas. They don't know where I'm towing. I don't tow a lot out west. I don't tow a lot above 5,000 feet. So the gasser made more sense. If I was towing in the Western Mountains all the time, diesel would make a little more sense. Just bought a Pro Pride for the 2800 BH. Can't wait to install it. Game changer, I'm sure. That's what everyone says. We're going to find out. We're definitely going to find out. I'm glad to. I'm very appreciative to Pro Pride. They're sending me one to use. So should be a lot of fun. It's my understanding there is a learning curve with it. So it's not just plug and play. There's a little learning curve. And then I was talking to a guy with a Hensley, which obviously I think most of you guys know those are similar. talking to a guy with a Hensley, and he says that in mountain roads it's a little weird at first because it kind of shifts. The whole hitch head shifts, right? So when you're doing sharp turns in the mountains, it's a little different. That's my understanding. I haven't used one. So equalizer for the 2970. Yeah, I mean they all make some noise. That's how you know they're working. Um, and a lot of people try to grease those bars, but that kind of takes away from the friction part of the friction hitch. So I think they make a Teflon insert or something like that for it that calms it down some. But yeah, I mean, I've never had one make excessive noise, but I haven't been in the equalizer yet. They all make a little bit of noise so far. Let's see. I use the Pro Pride, so I will be interested to see your opinion on cost versus performance. Yeah, me too, because one of these friction hitches does really really well. So yeah, I'll be interested to see that too. Have you had to deal with any plumbing issues? If not, prepare for hell. All right, I got y'all a great story for that. This was my brother-in-law, so my sister, well, Brooke's sister's husband, so brother-in-law by marriage. They bought a used RV, about a year old, and long story short, they had some black tank issues. He was trying to flush it out. He filled up the tank. He thought his gate valve was open. It was blocked. So they had this little tool at the campground. I guess they'd had this happen before, and it was a long strip of metal tape with a little metal ball at the end. It's kind of pointed, and you stick it up from the outside. And this is a gross story, so you stick it up from the outside of the black tank, the dump valve, and it's open. Nothing's coming out. He gets up to the gate valve and boom, boom, boom. And sorry, that's the garage door. I guess Brooks done outside. But he gets up to the gate valve and it's like doop, doop, doop. And he's like, maybe the gate valve's not opening. And I said, no, I think it is because you can kind of feel it if it opens or not. I said, I think it's opening. I said, I think you got a blockage. I said, hit it a little harder. So he shoves that thing up there a little bit harder. Boom, boom, boom. No, no, I think it's closed. I was like, no, it's open. So he's one more time, he shoves it in there and it goes about 6 inches further than it's normally been going. And he goes, oh God, we're through. I said, oh, here he comes. And there's a little bit of stream of you know what coming out. And they had to get just buckets and they had a 20-gallon tote. I mean, he pulled that thing out and it was disgusting. So yeah, that was a plumbing issue for sure. I had a valve, and I couldn't show that on YouTube, by the way, because I'd get flagged. But I had a valve go bad in the Grand Design. It was the city water to fresh tank fill. I had that valve go bad, and yeah, so that was under warranty. They fixed that pretty quick. But yeah, I mean, there's some tight squeezes in there. So a lot of folks, are you in a Grand John Jay talking about the plumbing issues? Are you in a Grand Design? A lot of folks are talking about tightening or putting wood around that drain right there to help with those issues. Just reading your comments, guys. Let's see. Had a valve stem leak and the metal portion of normal stem ejected when washing my trailer in 2020. I have a TST TFS and not reoccurred. Let's see. Bill in Utah uses the Teflon inserts on the equalizer. Do you like them? I think a lot of people do. So, black and gray tank pulls. I use WD-40. I think there's definitely better things out there to use. I'm old school. I'm old school there. I use WD-40. What is that? Lithium grease is probably better. That spray lithium is probably better for that actually. But I've just thrown down on the WD-40. OG that way. Yeah, Corey, it was very nasty. I do not get queasy at much, and I was getting close in that situation. It looked like oatmeal with raisins in it, and I'll just leave it at that. Basically, what had happened is they used too much toilet paper and not enough water. So if you think it's not important if whether or not your toilet paper breaks down, it can be, especially if you're not using enough water. A Heartland trailer. Okay, I wouldn't know how to access that, John. Do my have my tank pulls ever locked up on the 2800? No, they have not. But I do keep them. I spray them down with WD-40 probably at least three, 4 times a year. So I worry about that happening. I know it does happen. Okay, following the Fitches. I'm just reading y'all's comments, guys. Yes, Dan, I did not give up on you guys. I was not happy earlier. I was not happy. YouTube switched it around a little bit on the streaming since January. So and that's the thing. In January, we said we were gonna try to do this about once a month, and we just been covered up. And I wanted to hang out with you guys for a little while. Just reading your comments. Sorry. Yeah, John, you may look on eBay. I think there's some RV parts type folks on eBay. Even Amazon sometimes, but Amazon you got to be careful because it may not ship for like 2 months. Try eBay, John. That may work. Daniel, hey, thanks for watching, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you. We're hopefully we'll be spending much more time bringing you much more videos starting around August or so. So that was the big announcement tonight was letting you guys know that we'll be spending a much more time. If you guys don't know, this has just been a hobby for me these past couple of years. I just do it when I can, and so starting in August, we'll start having some sincere investment of time into the channel. So, all right, guys, we have been going a while. How long have we been going now? Going a minute. Yeah, about 40 minutes. So, hey, Mike, what's up, man? What part of South Carolina? Let me know. What part of South Carolina? I spent a lot of time in South Carolina doing gun shows. Did Florence, Myrtle Beach, Columbia, a whole bunch of them. Charleston, Greenville. Greenville was good. Myrtle Beach was good. Guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I appreciate you guys coming to hang out with us. I'm sorry about earlier. Yeah, Midlands, you around Manning? Sorry, I know some South Carolina folks. Um, so yeah, I apologize about earlier, and yeah, like I said, I'm just a hillbilly with a YouTube channel, and sometimes I screw it up. So leave some comments in the description box. I try to read all of your comments, and I will respond to them in due time. Most of the time, I try to get to them in the first couple of days. But yeah, I try to always respond to you guys, and I'm very appreciative for all of you guys watching, all of you guys that came back again after we screwed up the live stream earlier. I appreciate that too. And yeah, we're going to hang it up for tonight. I'm going to go get some shut eye, and I hope you guys have a great evening. See y'all.